Conscience, from The Value of a Praying Mother by Isabel C. Byrum. Recorded for LibriVox Coffee Break Collection, Volume 2. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Conscience, from The Value of a Praying Mother by Isabel C. Byrum. One day, when Bessie was about 8 years old, she said, "Mama, you've often told me that if I'd listen to the voice of conscience, it would keep me out of danger. What is conscience? I don't understand." "My dear child," answered her mother, "your happiness depends upon a pure conscience, one that is void of offense. By the Lord's help I will gladly explain. Conscience is that which causes us to feel bad when we do what we've been taught to be wrong. At first it is very tender and active. Then, no matter how enticing the temptation, the conscience will warn one not to yield. You've heard your conscience speaking to you, haven't you, Bessie?" "Yes, Mama," answered Bessie. "That was why I wanted to know more about it. I thought at first it was some person speaking, but when I remembered you had told me that we each have a conscience to tell us to do right, I knew it must be the voice of conscience." "When it speaks, you must listen," said Mrs. Worthington. "Give heed to its warnings. This little story will show you how careful we should be to heed the warning voice of conscience." Wishing to arise at an early hour each morning, a gentleman purchased an alarm clock. He took it home, and, having set it, went to bed and slept soundly. In the morning, to the gentleman's great delight, the clock aroused him, so that he was able to get to work on time. For a time he would spring out of bed as soon as the alarm sounded, and the clock never failed to wake him. One morning, however, on hearing the clock sound its usual alarm, he awoke, but, feeling a little sleepy, he lay back on his pillow, thinking that he would get up in a short time. In a few minutes he fell asleep, and did not awake again until very late. He dressed hastily, and, missing his breakfast, hurried away to his work. He resolved not to be so foolish again, and for a time did better, but in a few days he had again overslept. He became more and more neglectful, failing time after time to heed the alarm. At length it only partially aroused him, and he soon slumbered again. Day by day it disturbed him less, until at last it did not arouse him at all, although it sounded as loudly as ever. So will it be with your conscience. If you don't heed its voice, you'll hear it speaking less loudly each day, until its voice will at last cause you no discomfort. You'll then be in a very dangerous moral condition. No one but God can help you out. This is one reason why, Bessie, many people can do things that you cannot. Satan aimed his first blow at the conscience, for if he can silence it, then he can lead the soul deeper and deeper into sin. End of Conscience, from The Value of a Praying Mother, read by Trisha G.